Let's be brutally honest for a moment. You're looking at your phone. You sent her a text an hour ago, maybe two. You see the blue check, the read receipt that feels less like a confirmation and more like a silent judgment. And there it is. That familiar, tightening knot in your stomach, a cold dread that spreads through your chest. Your thumb hovers over the screen, fighting an almost uncontrollable urge to send another message. A meme, a question, a pathetic just checking in. Anything to provoke a response, to prove you still exist in her world. Your entire mood, your focus, your very sense of self-worth for the day is hanging by a single, fragile thread. A thread that she holds in her hand, and you don't even know if she's paying attention to it. This feeling, this gut-wrenching anxiety, this is not love. This is a symptom. It's the shaking walls of a prison you have meticulously built for yourself, brick by painful brick. It is the prison of the good guy. You have been infected with a lie, a program installed in your mind since you were a boy, that your value lies in your constant, unconditional availability. Be the 24/7 emotional convenience store, always open, always ready to reply, always there to listen, to comfort, and to fix. You've been taught that this self-sacrifice is how you earn a woman's love and unwavering respect. But here is the brutal, unforgiving truth that will set you free. But it will burn on the way down. Your constant availability is not a virtue. It is a poison to her attraction. It is not earning you her love. It is costing you her respect. Every immediate reply, every canceled plan with your friends, every time you place her needs before your own sovereignty, you are silently screaming to her subconscious that you are not the prize, that you are not the king on his throne, but a jester in her court, nervously waiting for a glance of approval. In this video, we are not going to learn cheap games or pathetic manipulation. Tactics. This is an intervention. We will perform an exorcism of the nice guy program that has been sabotaging your relationships and draining your soul. We will forge a new mindset, built on the raw, primal truth of masculine power and feminine attraction. Because when you stop being a servant to her validation and start becoming the architect of your own reality, everything changes. You don't just get her attention back, you get your soul back. If you are ready to stop being a pawn and start becoming the king, then your first move is to declare your intention. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single step in this process, and press that like button as a signal to yourself that the old you dies today. This prison has a name. It's the good guy prison, and its walls are built with good intentions that pave a direct road to your own personal hell. The rules are simple and unspoken. Rule number 1, her happiness is your primary responsibility. Rule number 2, avoid conflict at all costs, even if it means swallowing your own truth. Rule number 3, your needs, your desires, your very identity must always come second. You are the supporting actor in the movie of her life. Let me introduce you to Mark. Mark is a good guy. He's in a relationship with Sarah, and he plays by all the rules. When Sarah has a bad day at work, Mark drops everything and drives across town with her favorite ice cream, ready to be her emotional sponge. When Sarah wants to go to a party he knows he'll hate, filled with people he can't stand, Mark puts on a fake smile and says, "Of course, whatever makes you happy," because the thought of her being disappointed in him is unbearable. He meticulously crafts his texts to be the perfect blend of funny, supportive, and not too needy. He walks on a tightrope of perfect behavior, terrified of making a single misstep. And what is Mark's reward for this devotion? Is it gratitude, passion, unwavering loyalty? No. His reward is a slow, creeping emptiness. Sarah's texts have become shorter. K. Lol. Tired. She seems more excited to see her friends than to see him. The passion has faded into a comfortable, almost sibling-like routine. She takes him for granted, not because she is a bad person, but because he has taught her to. He has shown her through his actions that his time, his energy, and his presence have no price. They are infinitely available, and therefore infinitely disposable. Does this sound familiar? This is the lie of the persona, the mask Carl Jung spoke of. The good guy is the mask you wear, hoping it will be loved. But the more you wear this mask of endless accommodation, the more the real you, the authentic sovereign man underneath, is suffocated. And here is a law of nature. A woman cannot fall in love with a mask. She can use a mask, she can be comfortable with a mask, but she cannot truly respect or desire it. So, let's talk about the currency of power. You think when you're giving her your constant attention, your immediate replies, your endless emotional support, that you are giving her a gift. You're wrong. What you are actually doing is flooding the market with your own currency until it becomes worthless. Carl Jung spoke of psychic energy. Let's simplify that. Your time, your focus, your emotional energy, that is your life force. It is the most valuable asset you possess. It is pure, concentrated power. And right now, you are treating it like it's cheap, like it's infinite. And here is the law of the universe. What is abundant is perceived as low value. What is scarce, what is rare, what must be earned, that is perceived as precious. Gold is valuable because it is hard to find. The air you breathe, while essential, is free, so you don't even think about it. Right now, in her eyes, you are air. You are not gold. When you are always available, you are subconsciously communicating a devastating message. My time is not valuable. My purpose is not compelling. My life outside of you is not that interesting. You, and my fear of losing you, are the center of my universe. This isn't a romantic declaration. It's a confession of weakness. A woman does not consciously think, "Oh, Mark is too available, so I don't respect him." It's a primal, instinctual response. Her subconscious mind, the ancient part of her brain that is attracted to strength, stability, and a man with a mission, registers your constant availability as a lack of purpose, a lack of a kingdom to rule. She cannot respect a man who does not respect his own most valuable resource, his energy. She cannot desire a man who does not have a mission greater than herself. This is why she pulls away. This is why the passion fades. She is not testing you consciously, the universe is. And you are failing the test every time you check your phone, every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you let her mood dictate your own. You are feeding a dynamic that only leads to one place, the friend zone, or worse, the emotional support pet zone. You become a utility, not a desire. You think she is the problem. You tell yourself that she's the one who is distant, ungrateful, or manipulative. But here is another brutal truth you must swallow. She is only playing the role that you have cast her in. You have written an unconscious contract, and she has simply signed it. This is the Parasite Dynamic, a relationship where one person becomes the host, providing an endless supply of energy, validation, and support, and the other becomes a parasite, feeding off that energy without giving anything of substance in return. You are the host, and you are willingly feeding this dynamic out of a deep-seated fear of being abandoned. Let's go back to Mark and Sarah. Mark has trained Sarah to see him as an emotional utility. He is her human power bank. When she feels low, she plugs into him. She calls him to vent about her day, knowing he will absorb all her negativity. She texts him when she's bored, knowing he will provide instant entertainment. But what happens when a more exciting, more challenging, higher-value opportunity presents itself? A last-minute invitation from her friends? A text from that new guy at her gym? She drops Mark in a heartbeat. Why? Because the contract states he will always be there. He is the safe, predictable, low-value option, the utility provider. He isn't the adventure, he's the insurance policy. You see her Instagram? Stories, laughing and having fun with other people, just an hour after she told you she was too tired to talk. And that feeling in your gut isn't just sadness. It's the humiliating recognition that you are not her priority. You are her convenience. You are not her partner in a dance of equals. You are her background music. You are the emotional janitor, cleaning up her messes so she can be free to live her life. And the most painful part of this contract is that you signed it with your own neediness. You taught her she could treat you this way because your actions screamed that you would accept any crumbs she was willing to offer just for the privilege of staying in her orbit. But what happens when the host decides to stop being eaten alive? What happens when the utility provider goes on strike and cuts off the power? This is not just about changing your behavior, it's about starting a revolution in your own soul, and it begins with an act so powerful it shatters the entire dynamic. You hear the word withdrawal and you panic. Your conditioning screams at you, "If I pull away, I'll lose her for sure. She'll find someone else." This is the voice of your fear. The voice of the slave who is terrified of the master's disapproval. It's time to silence that voice forever. Strategic withdrawal is not about playing hard to get. That's a child's game. This is not about punishing her with your silence. This is not about being a cold, indifferent asshole. This is something far more profound. Strategic withdrawal is a conscious, deliberate, and powerful act of reclaiming your life force. It is a retreat, not from her, but into your own kingdom. It is the moment you unplug yourself from the matrix of her validation and plug back into the only source of power that matters: you. Think of it this way. When you are constantly available, your energy flows one way, out. It pours from you to her, leaving you drained and empty. Strategic withdrawal is the act of building a dam. You stop the outward flow. You let your own reservoir of psychic energy, your focus, your ambition, your peace, fill back up. You are no longer a leaking pipe. You are a deep, contained, powerful lake. And people are not drawn to leaky pipes. They are drawn to deep lakes. They wonder what mysteries lie beneath the surface. This is your declaration of independence. You are no longer seeking her approval for your existence. You are stating, through your actions, not your words, that you have a mission, you have a purpose, you have a world that does not revolve around her. You go to the gym not to look good for her, but to forge your body into a weapon. You work on your project not to impress her, but because it sets your soul on fire. You spend time with your friends because they are your brothers in arms. The moment you do this, the entire dynamic shatters. Her power over you was based on your predictability. She knew that if she poked you, you would react. If she pulled away, you would chase. When you stop reacting, when you retreat into your own frame, her script becomes useless. She is left holding a remote control with no TV to operate. And this creates a vacuum. Your absence creates a space that she, not you, will feel an overwhelming urge to fill. This is when she starts to question. Where is he? What is he doing? Why isn't he chasing me? This is not a trick. This is a fundamental shift in polarity. You are moving from the feminine pole of reacting and waiting to the masculine pole of acting and creating. You are taking back the throne of your own mind. Understanding this philosophy is useless without discipline and action. So burn these 3 rules into your mind. They are not guidelines. They are your new code of conduct. This is how you reclaim your throne. Rule number 1. You will master silence as a weapon. Your reactive words are the chains that bind you to her emotional state. Silence is the blade that cuts them. When she sends a provocative text, a passive-aggressive comment, or tries to bait you into an argument, your old programming screams for you to defend yourself, to explain, to justify. You will resist this urge. You will not engage. Your silence is not weakness. It is a statement. It says, your drama has no power here. This throne room is a space of peace, and your chaos is not welcome. You will be amazed at how quickly her tests and provocations dissolve when they meet the calm, unbreachable wall of your silence. Rule number 2. You will wield absence as a statement. Your time is your kingdom's most precious resource. From this day forward, you stop giving it away for free. This doesn't mean you ignore her. It means your time is allocated by you, based on your mission. Have nights where you are genuinely unavailable, not pretending, but actually invested in your own life. Go to the gym, work on that business idea, meet with your friends. When she asks, "What are you doing tonight?" at the last minute, your answer can now be a calm and honest, "I have plans." You don't need to apologize or over-explain. Your absence makes a more powerful statement than your presence ever could. I have a life. I am a man on a mission. You are welcome to be a part of my world, but you are not the center of it. This creates respect and intrigue far more potent than any amount of pandering. Rule number 3, you will build detachment as a shield. This is the final and most crucial rule, the internal game. You must decouple your emotional well-being from her responses. Her good mood should not be the source of your happiness, and her bad mood must not be the source of your misery. You are the rock, not the sponge. When she is a storm of emotions, you remain the calm, centered mountain. You can be supportive, but you do not absorb her chaos. Her validation is a bonus, not your oxygen. This inner detachment is your shield. It protects your peace, which is your ultimate source of power. When she senses that she can no longer control your emotional state, her respect for you will become absolute because she will see you not as a boy to be managed, but as a man to be admired. These are not easy rules. They require you to fight against years of conditioning. So, let's make a pact. Pause this video for a moment. Go to the comments and write this decree, this declaration of your new reality. My peace is my power. This isn't for me, it's for you. It's a command to your own soul. When you start living by this new code, when you embody these rules not as a strategy, but as your truth, a profound shift occurs. Do not be surprised when her behavior begins to change. The short, one-word texts may become longer, more engaging paragraphs. She might be the one asking, "When are you free?" She starts to value your time because you have shown her that it is valuable. She begins to respect your peace because you have fiercely defended it. She sees a man who is whole without her, and this makes her want to be a part of his world more than ever. But here is the most powerful part of this transformation. It stops being about her. The true prize isn't getting the girl back. The true prize is getting yourself back. Some women will rise to meet the new, powerful standard you have set. They will be thrilled and attracted to the king you have become. Others, the ones who were only interested in using the good guy, the parasites who fed on your weakness, they will flee. They cannot stand the light of your newfound sovereignty. And their departure is not a loss. It is a purification. It is the universe clearing the path for a queen who is worthy of your throne. In either outcome, you win. You are no longer the anxious boy checking his phone, hoping for a crumb of attention. You are the man whose phone is on silent because he is busy building his empire. You are no longer the emotional janitor, but the architect of your reality. Your happiness is no longer a fragile thing held in her hands. It is a fortress you have built within your own soul. You have moved from being a reactor to a creator. You have reclaimed your power, your peace, your center. You have remembered who you are, the king on his throne. If this message has ignited a fire within you, then let that fire spread. Like this video to anchor its power in your mind. Share it with another man who you know is trapped in this prison, so he too can find the key. And if you have not already, subscribe to this brotherhood, for this is only the beginning of our journey. For your final act today, go to the comments and seal your commitment with your ultimate decree. I am the king, because your throne has been waiting for you. It's time to claim it.